in case of relative elastic, PD is always more than 1. Okay,
Okay.
that means elasticity is more than 1. That means
Mhm.
demand, when the change in quantity, demand is greater, demand will change more fast as compared to change in price. That means the consumer have substitute of these types of goods, right?
Right.
So that's why, if even if the that means, you can take the example of Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Even if the Pepsi will increase their price by $1, then the customer have, as they have availability of substitute, they will shift then and there. They won't even see at that goods, right?
Right.
Okay. So next move, this one.
Mhm.
Read this.
Relatively inelastic. When
Hmm.
the proportion of change in the quantity demanded is less than that of price, the demand is considered to be relatively inelastic.
Yes.
If
Can you give me some example of this? That this means what? This means that if the price of the product is increasing, that means if there is an increase in price of the product, then although we what we are doing, we are not decreasing demand in a fast way. We are just slightly decreasing our demand, right?
okay, yeah.
Can you see this, that dollar, when the price is has increased from $15 to $25, we have slightly decreased the demand for 20 units to 15 units, right?
Hmm.
There is a slight decrease in demand, and when there is a situation of slight decrease in demand, then the price elasticity of demand is less than 1. Okay,
Okay.
I will ask you after revising all these 5 things. Okay.
All right, miss.
Okay, so can you see this unitary elastic?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, please read it.
All right. Unitary elastic. When the proportion of change in demand is exactly the same as the change in price, the demand is said to be unitary elastic. It's
Okay,
equal to 1.
okay. So you are clear with the term, right? That means
Yeah,
uh, when
means
10%, when I might, you remember that yesterday I gave you an example that if there is decrease in, sorry, increase in price by $10, then there is a decrease in the quantity demanded by $10, 10 unit. Okay.
mhm.
So can you read this?
Okay.
Hmm.
Perfectly inelastic.
Hmm.
When the demand for a commodity shows no response to a change in price slash whatever change in price, the demand remains the same. It is
Okay.
called perfectly inelastic.
Can you give me an example of this? Perfectly inelastic means what? I want you to
Means
explain
it
this
doesn't
in
change.
your words.
Okay.
Hmm.
So if there's a commodity that doesn't get affected by the change in price and
Yes.
constantly has the same amount of demand for it, then it's
Okay.
perfectly inelastic.
Can you
Like a
give me
product.
an example?
Okay.
Yes, like.
Okay, a product that everyone always gets, that everyone has to get regardless of the changes in price. Something always needs, like salt or
Yes, very
water.
good, very good. That's why I wanted to speak salt.
Mhm.
Okay. Then next, read it.
Okay,
Hmm.
perfectly elastic. Consumers have indefinite demand at a particular price and not at all at an even slightly higher than this given price. Demand is perfectly elastic.
So,
Okay,
are you getting this, or shall I explain you?
I think I get it. Does it mean that when the consumers have no change, have an independent change in demand, like it keeps staying the same or doesn't move, doesn't
That
up,
means that
regardless of the change in price?
even if the price is constant, can you see this, that at $15 price is constant, but demand is fluctuating,
It
right?
is, yeah. Price stays the
And
same, but demand increases.
exactly, that means that depends on the mood of the customer.
Okay, so it depends like on culture and what's if it's in or it's
In We can take that example that suppose earlier the price of sanitizer was constant, but that depends on the customer to customer, that whether they want to use a sanitizer or not, right?
Right.
Okay. So in this situation, elasticity is equal to, can you recognize this sign? What is the meaning of the sign?
It's elasticity. It's PED equals infinite. Like it can keep going ever,
Exactly.
regardless of the price change.
There's not an end of this. Infinity, that means we don't have end of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a compilation of what we have discussed yet. Okay. So I'm moving. You want to read the slide?
Can I?
Okay, you can.
Okay. PED. One PED, zero then PED, which is less than one, and inelastic demand is an inelastic demand suggests that demand is not so much responsive to a change in price. In this case, price should be increased to increase total revenue. Elastic demand is means the quantity demanded is very responsive to a price change. The bigger the value, the more responsive. Therefore, price should be decreased to increase total revenue. Unit elasticity means that change in price results in a proportionate change in demand, and perfectly inelastic demand suggests that quantity demanded is totally unresponsive to a price change, while perfectly elastic means that quantity demanded is infinitely responsive to even a very minuscule change in price. Okay.
Clear? Are you clear with the terms? Shall I move?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, you can. Yes. Just want to tell me.
Okay. So factors, what were the factors which are affecting the elasticity of demand? Right, earlier what we have discussed?
The spice, five different factors. There's substitute products.
Hmm.
There's yeah, now someone's calling me.
Uh,
There's substitute products. There's
okay, let's go
preference.
step by
There's
step. First one is relationship between demand and the price, right?
oh yeah, yes.
So what was the relation? That there is a negative relation, okay? And since there is a negative relation, that's why demand curve is what? Downward sloping. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I want you to explain me step by step that D is equal to what spice we are having, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what price and what will happen? I want you to speak like if I will say the relationship between demand and price, then you will say that there is a when price increases, demand decreases. Okay.
When demanding.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So can you tell me the relationship between S? S means what?
Substitute products or goods.
Yes. So what will happen in case of substitute product?
If a substitute product increases its price, then the original product will increase in demand, while if it decreases price, then the substitute product will decrease in demand.
Yes, that means what? If we are having substitute product, suppose if we are having substitute product and if the price is increasing, then we will shift our demand,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
demand of substitute product will what? Increase, right?
If the price of substitute product increase, is that what you
if
said?
the price if the price of normal product increases,
Oh,
suppose
then the
original
substitute
product,
product
yes, original product and
will increase.
substitute product, right? And if the price of original product increases, then what will happen towards the demand of substitute product?
It will increase
Very
because
good.
now,
Now we are shifting our priorities, right?
yes,
Okay. So what about the complementary product?
when one product comes from another, like if bread and peanut butter are both, if the price of peanut butter increases, then the price of both peanut butter and
Hmm.
bread is going to increase with it because they both come with each other.
Very good. And what about the income? On income, we have two category. Might you remember that normal goods and
Normal goods,
inferior goods, right?
inferior goods.
Yes.
Yeah, if if you increase the price on normal goods, then
No,
if
no, not price. Now you have to explain with the relationship between income
okay,
and demand, right? So what
yes,
you will use the term when your income will increase, then price of which product will get increase?
When your income increases, then your
Then
demand for normal products increases.
very
The
good.
price,
And when your income is decreasing, then
your demand for normal products decreases while your demand for products.
your demand for inferior product will increase, right?
Yes.
So can
Yes.
I say that there is a positive relation? There is when income increases, then the price, then the demand for normal goods increases. Then that means there is a
Yeah.
positive relation between demand as well as normal goods, right? And there is a
Right.
negative relationship between inferior quality goods and the demand, because when the income decreases, the inferior quality goods demand increases, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'm moving. Now we are going to discuss what, okay, no, we are left with the expectations, and you know that what expectations means, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Of course, miss.
so what was, this was the topic, what can you name the topic? Factors affecting demand, right? Sorry,
Yes.
factors on which demands depend.
Mm-hmm. Spice.
Factors on which
Um,
demands depend, right? And now what we need to discuss, we need to discuss factors which is affecting demand. Okay, so let's discuss this. What were the factors which could affect my decisions that whether I should purchase the product or not? Okay, so let's start. Can you see this nature of commodity?
yes.
So what will happen
Good.
if the price of necessity goods will increase?
If the price, then your demand for them will also, because there's something you need. You're gonna have to buy them either way. Demand would
Uh,
increase too.
no, necessities, that means if you are eating two bread, if you are capable to eat only 10 breads in a day, then if your income, that means if the price will increase, can you reduce the quantity of satisfaction? No,
No.
right? So you need to
Mm.
bifurcate these things on the basis of elasticity. Okay,
So
so, even if the price of necessity means what, you are
something you
in
need,
need
you're
at,
gonna, yeah.
yes, you are in need at any cost, right? So in case of necessity, can you tell me which type of graph I need to prepare?
One where if price increases, demand also increases on the necessities.
So that means I want you to say the relationship between E is more than 1, or E will less than 1, or E will be equal to 1. Which will we will follow? Can you categorize
E
this?
is, yeah, necessity E is less than one because it
Yes.
doesn't change.
Yes.
Yeah.
E is less than 1. That means which point? 1, 2, or 3. This is correct, or this is correct, or this is correct. Which one is correct?
One miss. I
That
mean,
means elasticity is more than 1. And what does elasticity is more than 1 says? That
no,
when the
no,
so you are saying wrong answer, right?
no. Miss elasticity is less than one. That was an alligator.
Okay, now
It's true. Yeah.
let's move. Then comfort. What do you think that how does elasticity will get affected due to comfort? That means if
And
your
comforts aren't
comfort
necessary, so
comfort were not necessary. Comfort means what? More satisfaction level.
just something you, yeah.
If you can
Okay.
use your two wheeler for traveling, right? You can use your for,
Yes.
if you want to travel somewhere, you can use your two wheeler, and you can use your car also. And what you will do, if your income is more, then you will go of course for the car, right? So can
Yes.
I say that these types of goods were what? Goods of comfort, right? They were
Right.
not
Because you
necessities.
don't need them, but you still want them.
Yes, these things car would make your life more easier. So, how this will, can you categorize this on the basis of elasticity?
Okay. If income increases, it increases. So it's elastic.
Very
It
good.
can go either way.
Okay. So, can you I don't want you to see that slides. Okay, don't tell me while seeing that
I'm
answers.
not looking at it. Okay.
Promise. Are you sure you're
Right.
not looking?
No, I'm not looking, but on your screen, a little bit is showing.
Okay, now I need to do like this. Let me use it full screen now. I will give you another example, which is not present there. Now, can you categorize the luxurious car we have done? We have taken the example. Okay,
I'll
if
give you an example about luxury.
tea and coffee, what were they? They are substitute, right?
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
can you categorize them on the basis of elasticity?
yeah. Because if one of them, someone can just go to the other one.
Hmm.
In way based on that. Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Sorry for the
Okay.
interruption. So, can you categorize this on the basis of elasticity?
Yes. Because it can. If price changes, the demand changes because the substitute could just go to the other.
Yes.
If one of them,
So, you will categorize in which category? Perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic, or what? I'm giving you an options, and you just let me know that in which category you will decide. You will categorize it. Okay.
okay.
Suppose you
I
have,
think it.
you think what? Which
I was gonna say I think it's perfect. Yeah, I think it's perfectly elastic because you can
have
based on the price.
okay, perfectly inelastic. That means what?
No, perfectly elastic, miss.
Yes, your
Oh,
answer will
perfectly
be
in.
perfectly elastic.
Yes, perfectly
And
inelastic means that it doesn't change.
yes, so can you tell me what PD is equal to what in case of perfectly inelastic?
Okay, PE equals E less than one because it's currently changing equals one.
I want you.
Infinity.
Yes, that is perfectly inelastic. You're using. You are using perfectly right.
Yes,
And in other cases, what we used to say inelastic, and unitary elastic. We are not using the word perfectly right.
right.
So in this case, TN, since TN coffee was substitute, even if the price of $1 unit will increase, we will shift, we will not see towards tea, we will shift our requirement towards coffee. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm moving. Okay. So can you see this example? That's what we have discussed.
Yes. Can.
Okay. So I'm moving.
Good.
Uh, can you read this slide for me?
Okay, miss.
Please read.
Proportion of total expenditure spent on commodity. Larger the proportion of total expenditure spent on a good, higher will be the elasticity and vice versa. So the more you spend on on a good, there'll be higher amount of elasticity, and the less you spend on it, the less elasticity.
Hmm. So, are you getting things? Shall I move?
I think I got it. Does that mean the more you invest in Sure, then there'll be more
That
about
means
impossible for
largely
change.
the portion of your expenditure spent on the higher goods will be the elastic and vice versa. That means what? If you are getting more income, you will expend your that income. Then if your income is more, obviously your expenditure will increase.
Okay,
And
got it.
if your income is less, your expenditure will what?
Decrease.
Very good. That's why they have used the word vice versa. Vice versa
Okay.
means you know the meaning of vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm moving. Can you read the slide for me? Higher the level of
Uh,
income, lower the elasticity of demand. That means what? If you are having enough money, okay, you are having lots and lots of money. So, does it, if there is you are in need of any food, and if there is an fluctuation in price, then would it really affect you?
because you can just spend the money you already have either way, so
Yes,
you're not
yes,
really affected by it.
that even the change
If you
in
have less
price won't
income,
affect. Yes, you can see the example that who is the person, man? Do you have any idea who is this man?
that's Bill Gates, miss.
Yes, very good. So,
Yeah.
if the price of any product is increasing, will it really affect the bill grades?
No, because he has enough money, so it's
Yes,
not
so
going
he
to get
can
affected.
very well purchase. And can you see this woman? She's so poor. Will the change in price will affect this woman? Of course, they will affect, right?
Yes, it will.
Okay, so I'm moving.
Hmm.
If you are in habitual of this drugs, you can the change in price can't affect your requirements, right?
Right.
Okay. Can you think of any other factor that can affect your price list? Okay, they want you to give some example, and we have already discussed enough example, right? However, with the
Right.
brand loyalty, sometimes what happen that if you are fond of wearing a Peter England shirt, then that means you need only that shirt, right?
You become used to the brand, and you only get it from it, even if it raises its price.
Okay, that means other product can't provide you that much satisfaction. This is known as
Hmm.
brand loyalty, right?
Right.
Okay. So applying PD on business and the government. Okay, what will happen if do you have any idea about what is tax? Tax means what?
Yes.
Yes. What is tax? What is the meaning of tax?
The the amount that would be spent in the, by the, like hypothetically, if when that's the amount.
No, actually, what does tax means?
No.
Tax means what? If you are earning a profit of say $10, that means
Yeah.
your government want you to give some share in the profit.
Like X amount will be given for us to pay for these
Okay.
services.
Yes. Let's take as in suppose $100. You have to pay $100 to the government as in tax.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, miss, you were saying tax?
Yes, I said
I heard it
TAX.
X. I thought you were saying.
Okay, so this is TAX
Oh,
tax. Okay,
okay.
so I'm moving.
Okay.
So, if the price of if the government will increase the tax, what will happen?
If the government raises taxes, then if people are already making a higher income, maybe they decide to go somewhere else where the taxes are low.
No, actually, what I want you to correlate this increase in tax with the price. If
Okay.
if the government will increase the amount of tax, then the price of the goods will automatically increase. Why? Because you don't want to compromise with your profit. What you will do, you will increase you will
Price.
increase the selling price of your product,
Hmm. In
right?
order to, yeah, to average out the amount you pay for taxes by the amount you pay and gain through the raising of prices.
Yes. Okay. So that's what I wanted to speak. Now, can you
Okay.
read the slide? Upper is a faster growing text. Uber is a
Okay.
faster growing taxi.
Price sensitivity in action, Uber and search pricing. Uber is a fast-growing taxi service app that now operates in more than 50 countries. In May 2015, Uber was valued at about 41 billion US dollars by venture capital firms. Uber engages in super pricing, also known as dynamic pricing. At peak times, demand is less price elastic, while market demand outstrips available supply. E.g., at peak times, then Uber raises the average fare
Hmm.
on their app. The aim the
Is
aim is to
sentence.
encourage more drivers to take to the road. Okay, that's it.
Hmm. So, are you clear with the terms? Shall I move?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like one minute.
Right now we have discussed about the government decision, right? The government needs to know how customer will respond to tax imposed on a particular goods, right?
Right.
So you want to read this or shall I move?
Yes.
Yes, you want to read this or shall I move?
Okay. Uh, no, I think I'm good.
Okay. So shall I move?
All right, miss.
Okay.
But
Now we need to discuss what about the supply. Supply is also coming into your exam, right?
uh, no supplies is gonna be with the quiz after that. But it can be helpful.
Okay, that means in your Monday's paper, supply is not coming.
No,
Okay,
it's
so
actually on Tuesday now. They changed it.
sorry, I didn't get you.
They changed it. We're gonna have it on Tuesday now.
Okay, so shall we solve few questions related to elasticity of demand? Whether that
Yes.
question is coming into your exam or not? Demand.
4.3 and 4.1 and 2 is coming in the exam.
Okay, so you want to solve few questions, practical questions, or shall I move with the topic
Yeah,
of
that would be
supply?
helpful.
Okay, that will be helpful.
I think I can. Okay,
So, what do you want? You want me to do what?
like a like ask the definitions or give examples and ask me to define them,
Okay,
or like okay, like ask in spice what does I or P mean, and I say
okay,
it.
okay. Let's do in that manner. Let's revise what we did. And since supply topic is not coming into your exam, I'm not teaching you that topic. We will discuss this topic on Monday, right?
Yeah.
On Tuesday, sorry. You want me to take your class on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, um, tell me, running out of time. This meeting will end in 10 minutes. Upgrade now to remove for 10 minutes time. Okay. Is there any time limit for your meeting?
Mine. No, I thought we were doing.
You
How
want?
long did you? So
Okay.
like
Let
yesterday we did 2 hours.
Yes, I
So
think
today,
was because I'm getting a notification that this meeting will end in 10 minutes. Upgrade now to remove the 40
oh,
minutes time limit. Okay, let's discuss. We will see.
okay.
What do you know the full form of S spice? We have discussed, right? What was
Yes.
that? What was?
S stands for sub.
Hmm?
What was what, Miss?
Uh, yes. Can you tell me the definition of demand? Just tell me the definition of demand.
Okay. Ability and willingness of Miss to buy a certain product or service.
Yes. And can you tell me what is the can you tell me law of demand? What does law of
Law of
demand
demand states
says?
that with the
Yes.
increase of
Yes.
its law of demand states that with the increase of price comes the decrease in demand, and with the decrease of price comes an increase in demand.
Yes. And can you tell me the example of increase or decrease in demand. Okay, what
Okay.
law?
So if Nike started raising
Tell me, tell me.
a
Speak.
law of quantity, okay.
Say.
Say, give an example of law of demand.
I want you to give.
Okay. So if Nike, example, started raising the prices on its shoes, the demand by its certain customer base will decrease. While if it decrease the price on its shirts or some other product, the demand for that product will increase.
Yes, very good. So, can you tell me about the law of law of marginal utility, or you can say that law of diminishing marginal utility?
Utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility states that the same product becomes less and less useful and satisfactory, even if it gives the same over a period of time. Like with time,
Yes.
it becomes less useful and satisfactory.
Okay. So, can you give me the differences between shifting and demand curve and movement of demand curve? What is the difference between that?
Okay. Movement in demand means that change in quantity demand is the change in demand in a single place. Like the price goes down, the demand down, price goes up. It's a single line. But change in quantitative demand is the whole ground shifts from one place to other. Like the price and the demand both shift either positively or negatively, while increasing or decreasing or decreasing.
Yes. Now, I want you
Moving with the same
to.
line, the whole line.
Can you point out the elasticity of demand in this paragraph? That means, suppose in case of unitary elastic, what we'll see?
Mhm.
Unitary elastic, that means this is representing what price and this is representing what demand, you can say. In case of unitary elastic, what is PD? PD is equal to what? In case of unitary elastic.
P is equal to PD in unitary elastic is to E is one is equal to one.
No, PD is equal to 0.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't want you to
PD is
see your
equal to zero.
slide, okay? Just close your slide and I'm
I'm
asking.
not
I can
I'm
trust you,
not on the
right?
slide. I'm just looking at the screen.
I
Yes,
can trust you. Promise. Sure.
of course, miss.
Okay, then.
Like, I'm the one who's gonna have to take the test. So I have to actually know this.
Very
Why should I
good.
cheat?
Okay. So, uh, unitary elastic is represented like this in a graph, right? ED is equal to 0. Can you tell me that what if the point is here? What does it represent?
To represent the increase in.
That means ED is equal to
No, there the
what?
PED
How this
is
react to 1? More than or less than 1?
price is raised higher, so more than
Less than 1.
less than one. Uh,
Yes.
that's less than.
PD is
Okay,
equal
so
to
if it's
less
higher,
than
it's
1.
less
That
than.
means what does the PD is equal to less than 1 represent?
Less than elasticity is less than itself, less than
Which type of elasticity?
perfectly elastic.
Perfectly elastic.
Yes.
Okay. And what does this point represent?
ED equals zero or ED equals one, less than one.
No, it's this actually this is not never ending, right? So what
Yeah,
does
so
it
it's
represent?
infinite.
Very good. ED is equal to infinity. And
Hmm.
now what does this point represent? ED is equal to what?
Is it greater than one?
Yes. And what does ED is equal to greater than 1 represent?
Elasticity equal
Which
1, I
elasticity?
think.
Which elasticity?
Perfectly, relatively elastic or perfectly inelastic.
You tell me which type of elasticity.
Okay, I'm going to say perfectly inelastic, but I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Of course, if you are
Is
saying
it right?
uh, what you are saying perfectly inelastic, right? What you said?
Yes, I
Perfectly
said perfectly
inelastic.
inelastic.
Yes, that is correct.
Hmm.
Perfectly
Okay,
inelastic. And what does this point represent?
relatively inelastic.
That means ED is equal to what?
Or PED than 1 equals less than 1.
PD will be
Easy.
what? PD, how PD
Oh,
will react? Tell me, how does PD will react at
be
this
less than
point?
1 miss, right?
No. Sorry, in this situation, PD is equal to 1
At
and
perfectly inelastic.
this is touching the x-axis. That means 0, right? Because here we have point 0. When x-axis and
Right.
y-axis cut each other, we have 0. So here what we are getting, ED is equal to 0. Okay?
Okay.
Getting? Now I want
Yes,
you,
I can miss.
okay. So you're clear with the graph, right? So
Yeah.
can you tell me what were the
It is.
factors affecting demand?
The factors affecting demand are substitute goods, income,
Hmm.
and expectation.
Okay. Substitute, can you give me an example?
Okay, so like someone Coke and Pepsi. If Pepsi raises its price, then the demand for Coke is going to increase because because its competition just increases price. And if Pepsi decreases its price, demand for Coke will increase. I mean, demand for Coke will decrease because now
Yes,
they have a product with a lesser price.
yes. And can you remember the formulas what we have discussed yesterday
For solving,
for solving
yeah, is it
elasticity of demand? Yes. What was that?
okay? It's PED equals change in quantity demand over change in price.
Change in quantity demand over change in price, right?
Yes.
So on the basis
Yes.
of your example,